I love that Trump and his attorneys are trying to say that him going to trial is considered election interference because he's running to be president. I mean, would this mean that anybody running to be president could commit a crime and then claim that it's election interference to have them arrested or tried with anything? No, it wouldn't work that way.
Now to former President Donald Trump trying to get his Georgia election interference case either dismissed or postponed. ABC's senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky joins us now with the arguments made in the courtroom. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. His attorney argued putting former President Trump on trial in Georgia over the last presidential election would amount to interference in the next one. This morning, former President Trump wants the election subversion case in Georgia thrown out. Appearing in court for the first time since Trump pleaded not guilty to racketeering and other charges, his defense attorney arguing Trump's actions to overturn his 2020 loss in Georgia were protected political speech.
You take the facts as alleged in the indictment throughout the RICO count. And when you do that as applied constitutionally with the First Amendment, you find that it violates free speech, freedom of petitioning, all the expressions that the First Amendment is designed to protect.
The Fulton County District Attorney's Office said it is not prosecuting political speech. Its case is bigger.
It's a prosecution for solicitation and violation of oath of office, false statements and writings, impersonating public officers, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, because this isn't just about Trump's freedom of speech to be like, hey, I think I was wronged here and the election was rigged. He's going on that and getting people to either attack the government or commit election fraud, which, if you haven't noticed, a lot of the election fraud comes from the right wing.
Trump and 18 others were charged over the summer with conspiring to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. 4 of his co-defendants have pleaded guilty and agreed to cooperate.
You know why they pled guilty? Because they know that they're in the wrong, that there is nothing they can do to get out of this, and that their best bet is to cooperate with the government and to tell what they know so they can get a few less years sentenced.
Prosecutors want to go to trial in August, but Trump's defense saying that's too close to the 2024 election.
Can you imagine?
Who cares if it's too close to the 2024 election? Here's what the cops always say. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. So Trump, being that you're the party of law and order, you should have obeyed the law so you wouldn't have to do the time.
Imagine the notion of the Republican nominee for president not being able to campaign for the presidency because he is in some form or fashion in a courtroom defending himself.
There was no.
Well, that's his fault. Again, if he didn't want to be in court during the time that he wanted to campaign, he shouldn't have committed any crimes.
Immediate ruling from the judge about the trial date or with Trump's attempt to dismiss.
And Aaron, there is also news about the former president and January 6th, a court ruling Trump can be sued for allegedly inciting the riot on the Capitol.
He can, Whit. The D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals rejected Trump's claim that he's immune from civil liability for January 6th because he was president at the time. The appellate court deciding Trump's campaign to win re-election is not an official presidential act. This means...
Yeah, when you're running to be a candidate, yeah, that's different than actually being president at the time. Yeah, this is hilarious. I hope he's sued by several people because he is definitely going to go bankrupt after all these trials because he's not going to win a single one of them.
Capitol police officers who were injured that day and several Democratic members of Congress can sue Trump for damages. One other note, Whit, in the criminal case involving January 6th, the judge rejected Trump's attempt to dismiss that. Whit.
All right, something to watch closely.